So for the second day of Vlogtober, I thought I would share with you guys a little bit more about myself. I thought I would do this via the use of a video that was popular, or came about at least, a couple of years back, and this is the Draw My Life video. And as you can probably tell from this terrible attempt at block writing, I really cannot draw, but I thought it would be a fun video to film anyway, so here goes. So this is me when I was born. Because I totally 100% look like that, because, you know, that's what babies look like when they're born, obviously. And I was born on February 16th, 1995 in a town called Ilford, which is located in North London. So from birth until 2006, when I was 11, I lived in a small house with both my mom, who looks nothing like this at all, which she's going to kill me for drawing her like this, but as I warned you earlier, I can't draw. And I also lived here with my dad, again looks nothing like this, and there's little me, but like I say, we lived here until I was 11 years old, so I was slightly bigger than that. But before we skip ahead to 2006, we first need to start with 2000, as this was the year that I started primary school. So I went to a primary school in Woodford, which is in Essex. It was called Wells Primary School, and of course my school was a lot bigger than this and had way more windows and doors and everything. But yeah, as I keep saying, I can't draw. But it was great fun because my best friend of the time went to this school also. And yes, by age 5, I already had a best friend because I grew up with him as a baby, because he was my mother's best friend's son. And yes, my school did have a roof. I'm sorry about the angle of that there. But it was great because this is the school where I also met my lifelong friend Vanessa, who, as I say, I'm still friends with now. And yes, she did have hair, guys. She wasn't bald. It's just my awful drawing. However, as I grew slightly older, so I'm talking around 9 or 10 years old, so I'm still in primary school, it became rather apparent a certain feature of mine was rather prominent. Yes, my ears. Because the bone in my ears was misformed, it caused them to stick out. I know that it's not how my bone looked, but it's my attempt at trying to say the bone was weird. But of course, this made me sad because in primary school I then got bullied with names like Dumbo being yelled at me, and E.T., and yeah, lots of other really nasty things that just made me sad. But it was okay because I told the teacher that I'm being bullied. And she sorted everything out and everything was fine. But it was okay because it didn't really matter anyway, because the next year I was going to secondary school anyway, so I was happy to get away from that horrible kid that was an absolute prick. So in September of that year, I started school at secondary school at a school called Roding Valley, because it was located next to a river called the River Roding. So I guess that kind of makes sense. The only issue I really ever had in that school was I was tiny for my age, meaning that even the people in my year were taller than me, let alone the people in the older years who were like freaking huge. And yeah, scared the life out of me, but everything was fine. So it's around 2011 now, and I finished secondary school with 5 GCSEs, which really doesn't sound a lot now, but hey. From there I went to West Hatch Sixth Form, which was a really bad idea because I hated it there. It wasn't because I was bullied or anything, but yeah, I just didn't like the school, so we won't go through that part of my life. It was at this school where I needed to make a choice. Did I want to go to uni? And I knew that my answer was yes. I did. So I did. I applied and I did it. I made it into university, which I was overwhelmed with because my grades just were perfect, exactly the point I needed to get me in. So in September 2013, I began my life at the University of Greenwich in London. Right, I apologise for the slight change in sound quality and just quality in general here, but as that camera I have is new, I only have one battery and it's just died, so I've had to switch to my vlogging camera. But let's continue. University was one of the best times of my life because it was here that I made my great friend Theodora, who looks nothing like this, just like the other people that I've drawn in this video, and also my friend Dan, who does not have a bent body like that. But hey, they say that the friends that you meet at uni are friends for life. I know that sounds really cringy, but it's 100% true. So you guys really should go to uni. You'll make some great friends. You may think that the friends you have now, they're going to be your friends for life, which yeah, they probably will be, but not always. But definitely university was an absolute blast. Like really, it was a blast. And yes, I can spell, don't worry guys, it was a blast. And 100% recommend going, I loved it. But yeah, 3 years flew by and I graduated with a 2-2. I was kind of sad because I was kind of looking for a 2-1. But I was happy because I just graduated in general. I graduated with all my friends. So yeah, this is us graduating. And yeah, we kind of threw our hats in the air and we were happy. And that looks absolutely awful, but I apologise guys. As you may know, at university I studied tourism management. It was from 2016 when I graduated that I realised that I wanted to do some travelling before I started university. Let's try that again. Before I started a job, I wanted to go travelling, and I hope you like my really terrible plane drawing. But the question was, where? Because I have a whole list of places I want to go, which I can show you. I have a whole load of places, and as you can see there, one of them is ticked off, but we will get to that. So before I made my decision on which country I would travel to first, I decided to do a few more things in my life. For example, meet my idols, Trent and Luke from YouTube, who you may know or you may have seen in previous videos of mine. And in March 2016, they did their first meetup for all their YouTube fans. It was at this meetup that I met my friend KK Vlogs, known as Chris. And that's me talking to him. But I got talking to him and he told me that he was originally from Poland, but now lives in Amsterdam. It was there that I made my first decision. I knew where I was going for my first travels. Amsterdam. And so, 4 months later, in fact, yeah. In fact, it was just last month, I went there. And I went to visit my friend KK. And again, my great picture of a plane. And that's me inside the plane. I went there on September 1st of this year until September 8th. And me and my friend KK had a great... And now I'm faced with reality because after 3 or 4 months of relaxation, I'm now really, really bored and sad because I don't have a job and I can't find one. All because all everybody wants in this stupid job see, I can't even say it. All everyone wants in this stupid industry is this. And I'm like, I don't have anything because I went to frigging uni and I couldn't balance a job at the same time. Because I just wasn't capable. So yeah, as I say, I'm now sad trying to find myself a job. But hey, I will find something eventually. And on that rather sadistic end note, that pretty much concludes everything so far of my life. I do want to travel some more, which I will probably do in the distant future. I will do another Draw My Life like this, hopefully, of travelling to more places on that list I showed you. But for now, that concludes the second day of Vlogtober. I mean, I hope you liked it. I apologise for the really terrible drawings. It was really awful because I cannot draw, but I hope you enjoyed the video anyway and got to know me more. If you liked it, give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.